You cannot bring Ken Ofori-Atta's name here when the man is not here to defend himself and make serious allegations against him. If you come and say all that Ken Ofori-Atta has taken away, what has he taken away? What has he taken away? He is a human being like you, a citizen like you. He also has children. He has his family. Be fair.
The number of people that would do anything possible, say Ken Ofori-Atta man and Ghana, it will shock you. It go shock you. So me say you're surprised. I don't even think that I don't go for the crap is over.
The finance minister is the most important officer within the regime because everything he does cascades to everyone in the whole republic. Bella, the reason why I had to go back to this whole thing is to let you know that it is not as though Ken Ofori-Atta doesn't know that he can come to Ghana and face trial. It is a decision that, as far as accountability, I just want to reference something. You see, the court finds the criminal charges in Ghana not credible.
Yes.
The American court does not have the power to make a determination on the credibility or otherwise of criminal charges filed in Ghana.
Okay.
Na obi a wabesom ne man 8 years. So many times on your opportunity or the Bible na ne Ghana for kasaye. O kire se o enyamesumni o enyamesroni de oye ama ye nyina ne eye nakumem ene nakumem fita odi di Ghana for. In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta ka kire se edwuma oye ma ye kra wanji pay because na oye de otunu ho ache. Oye edwuma ma ye at a point o ka kire se wentua ne ho ka wa ma ne ho salary, meaning edwuma eye de Yesu Kristo beye ye no enua bi na Ken Ofori-Atta beye.
The OSP states that the extradition packet is not before the immigration courts and the credibility or otherwise of the criminal charges against Mr. Ofori-Atta will be determined by the court in Ghana, who have jurisdiction to determine his guilt or innocence.
Everybody must be involved in the value chain, in the fight against corruption. Because if we are to wait till the embezzlement is done, if we are to wait till the corrupt practices are done, it becomes problematic.
Ken Ofori-Atta and minim se menka say terrible news ana me de bro. Papa no US a grant no permanent residence. Hey. Devi oniti said nam tamakulo de no mo de bedadai. Enti ma yesa ama Ken Ofori ene abutiri ka Ghana. Baby amba maniema say yen ye biggest fish yen ya dia mumfa ne maye mumfa ne maye ba mo sori na mo be so ye dia ekọ because o mafum mo ye dia na wafum ye no ye pe na na we ana minority for according to majority leader mama yerga say wo Afenyo-Markin ni MPP for mo shebo say ye ma papa ne ho nto na mo frɛ na emanaba enti mun deliver mo promises no Africa atu friend say Afenyo-Markin sano a Afenyo wase maza munya Ken Ofori-Atta no nyin home munya no nyin no but OSP akasa wase still the extradition request in eguso ekoso am say mo ye sure after say omanhu whatever they need be a granting of permanent residence no as a permanent resident or baby then will have you some common in the mama ya and katam no would detain you say overstay no satam any US krona a dream deportees West Africa deportee for the Ghana no am I say more countries for no other they do Ken Ofori-Atta man deport no sa US for them pay asset eti baby adru no Ken Ofori-Atta obeba ana oma ba adenti ana Afenyo-Markin still na on person Ken Ofori-Atta ba okay mo say mo kai say Ken Ofori-Atta sa PDS don SML no Satam na papa we. Manwa de no. Na Afenyo-Markin e ye bo chairman. E wo ECG ho. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Odin the medin no. Ka tell me comment section na se na biem ye. Amachi ase we new subscribe like it. Shema onua enye bi enhwe na Ken Ofori-Atta baby aduru no. This is me bam. Edi no eba akopɛ max billion I would naked truth old woga trends. And yenka bi shemu ye da sorry ye information abeda abontene say Ken Ofori-Atta US permanent residence de ma no. Enti say no oni hwe ye wo Ghana ha opema ne ma opɛ wetima to na ho ne nkwanda ni na. Baby ofa esika no de akwagoduru no. Na omra oseme yi. When you ebusa hey Office of the Special Prosecutor na me gra me cousin na say office ye gunubu na me say da so ho. Ana o say oh mu asem kan na say you better kan mu explain ni. E ba na say ana Ken Ofori-Atta mu be extradite no. Papa no ene ye da sorry ya say permanent resident. Oh, what is happening? But for OSP for no tire ni. Me kan wi na say na OSP no be say omonto omadwuma so a ka kire me comment section na say baby aduru yen dissolve office no so a tempa ka kire me comment section na say the Office of the Special Prosecutor OSP has taken note of media reports and a publication attributed to a law firm in Ghana that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta has been granted permanent residency in the United States, resulting from an immigration court finding that it did not find the criminal charges filed by the OSP in Ghana against Mr. Ofori-Atta credible. OSP. The OSP says that it is not involved in immigration hearings, and in the United States involving Mr. Ofori-Atta, the OSP involvement is in respect of extradition proceedings against Mr. Ofori-Atta through the Attorney General as the central authority. The OSP states that the extradition packet is not before the immigration courts, and the credibility or otherwise of the criminal charges against Mr. Ofori-Atta will be determined by the court in Ghana, who have jurisdiction to determine his guilt or innocence. Further, Mr. Ofori-Atta still remains a citizen of Ghana and is still amenable to be extradited to Ghana if so decided by the extradition court in the United States. OSP. Now we can't be as over stopping when to stopping. We will try and throw. I say, extradition was started. So now we are capreba, and then we are wanted fugitive, and I want to Interpol. So, Interpol release no so no. The lawyer to me fight here my in wanted no crown no course. A friends and human rights court. Send ke influ so. Na fana ho amfa. Ene after say we overstay with US na nke say November na any time aso no otra mu December January ye kwache no editani na still yantima fana ma ene a wo be permanent resident no ene na wo say still na ebit match okay the OSP ne kan no the minimum office ya dissolve yanka be boy ye the 150 million Ghana cedis ana de masa office no so onyini ni budget mun tire me pa de wa ya de ma Ghana na still office ni that's this kako. Now according to Minority Leader Afenyo-Markin, after see Majority Leader Mahama Yereka as look mo che yebo wo promise ye so obi ma Ken Ofori-Atta ba o hin mo manamda. As for Ken Ofori-Atta, if you have evidence of anything done, the court is yours. Who has stopped you? Stop the blame game and answer questions on the struggling economy.
It is becoming one too many that the majority leader has made Ken Ofori-Atta his target. Speaker, with respect, my respected senior at the bar knows that a man must be heard, and that even if all men find a man's hand in a tail, his guilt must be proven. He knows that as a matter of law. You cannot bring Ken Ofori-Atta's name here when the man is not here to defend himself and make serious allegations against him. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader himself is part of the governance of this country. How would he feel if this is said about him when he does not have the right to respond? If you come and say all that Ken Ofori-Atta has taken away, what has he taken away? What has he taken away? He is a human being like you, a citizen like you. He also has children. He has his family. Be fair. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader, Honorable Mahama Yerga, must be fair. It is not his first. He supervised the embarrassment of Ken Ofori-Atta when they brought placards in this chamber by his side. Mr. Speaker, please and please again to the majority leader, if he has no answer to the economy that is struggling, and when we say economy is struggling, we're talking about the jobs that they have failed to create. He should answer those specific questions and stop the blame game and stop making people targets. He is not here to answer. You failed to create jobs. Electricity tariffs have gone up. You promised to reduce tariffs. Agric ministry, nothing is being done for the agric ministry. Farmers are complaining in Boko, in Tamale, in Yendi. So deal with those ones. You are in government. As for Ken Ofori-Atta, if you think that you have all your evidence and you have evidence of anything done, the court is yours. You have removed Tokonu, so you removed all the judges that you think are fair. You have transferred them to wherever you want to take them to. Is that not what you've done? So you have the court, you have control of the court. Go ahead. Who has stopped you? But don't use this parliament to launch an attack on Ken Ofori-Atta. He came to say, if you have any issues with his service, deal with it. Enough. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
This Afenyo-Markin guy, so he doesn't understand. Ken Ofori-Atta is part of the reason why, if the economy is bad, if the economy is struggling, yes, struggle. No. He didn't say it's onim. And that's because this now Ken Ofori-Atta here, you know, if you are not or involved. Huh? Sa PDS ni SNL deal. Sa to no ECG hobby. Unless any motivation, into no Ken Ofori-Atta, but me say Ken Ofori-Atta, everybody knows. Say corruption in fin na odinam. Na just say ya draw lines na mana quantity am for bebre. The number of people that would do anything possible. Say Ken Ofori-Atta man na Ghana no. It will shock you. It go shock you. So me say you're surprised. I don't even think Nana Danko Akufo to crap is over. I don't think say a friend is a prime minister. A friend is a de facto prime minister. Gabriel Chedako. I don't think it's over. So kind of National Cathedral, $58 million. Ochaya Brana Parliament credit. We are a project to $97 million. When in hospitals and give it school Messi, and you are there talking about struggling economy. When 8 years and Muna Musuba science in Huna Yefum. Ken Ofori-Atta, Edinisa, or DC Cup, Nafu Ghana, Sikayard, and Sakobo, Pensioners was sick. Areas I got to IMF. And then he had the F1 to say, or permanent resident, Oma. And then we have someone in parliament. Any day. Ken Ofori-Atta must say your evidence. And yet enough evidence to say a man who is running away when he believes he have done nothing. What in a what's when you're one who police know we know so when she who police in Udana. But of Afenyo-Markin and some of our now the vice chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee were descending on Ken Ofori-Atta or say Ken Ofori-Atta failed to avail himself for questioning in ongoing investigation yen trying in absentia.
Should not just be welcome for the technical for that matter other institutions of state that are affiliated to fight. Everybody must be involved in the value chain, in the fight against corruption. Because if we are to wait till the embezzlement is done, if we are to wait till the corrupt practices are done, it becomes problematic. That is why we must always follow the award of contract, the expenditure that goes into it, even the quality of material that is done. And that is why I'm proposing a new system where the citizenry will also get the opportunity to even follow, also be able to trace the entire value chain system to ensure that, the right thing is being done at the right time, not wait till the harm is caused. They will now come back chasing people, wanting to fight people to pay back money that they have taken. And that has been a concern in Parliament, that has been a concern everywhere. That the fight against corruption should even start from the day of budget approval. So everybody is involved in the fight.
Sir, on person obeda ni wadi. Ama de wo ho ya ka ebusa na wa ansa na de. Ase papa ni nim se wa bibi. Sa de we yen ni. Se ya charge na wi. Yan ema try ni absential. Se de ye said nam tamaklu. Ati you know de no. Yen ye Ken Ofori-Atta de ne sa. Ama se we Ken Ofori-Atta no on kwa on the gu MPP no. On the gu MPP. 90 MPs of MPP. Esore kokoche na do se chamai. Unyane de aduma na ase eburo no so muso. Ba ubeya won so. O se David mama ndia am sika na mama asa. Am sika gwa mo de yeden. Mo de yeden. Lawyers for former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, according to lawyer Ejudi Tamaklu,
the Finance Minister is the most important officer within the regime because everything he does cascades to everyone in the whole republic. Bella, the reason why I had to go back to this whole thing is to let you know that it is not as though Ken Ofori-Atta doesn't know that he can come to Ghana and face trial. It is a decision that, as far as accountability is concerned, he's above that.
You can't say that.
That is what it is.
Are you privy to that information?
No.
If you say it's a decision, that means they've agreed on it?
No, because you see, when I say a decision, what I'm trying to suggest is that it takes only a phone call from President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former, to say, you know what, Ken, you were the one holding the public purse that I took an oath to protect. To clear my name and to clear your name, please calm down. And there's no way Ken would deny him that opportunity.
But do we know for a fact that the president has called him or not?
To do what?
Well, to come and face charges.
And Ken had refused?
We don't know.
Is that what you are suggesting? It won't happen.
That even makes it worse.
Listen.
We don't know for a fact if he has called him or not.
Bella,
that's what I'm saying.
Look at the chronology. When the OSP first raised this issue about Ken, his lawyers wrote to the OSP saying that, oh, give us last year, May.
Yeah.
We will be back.
Here.
Then they kept shifting the goalposts till today. Now, a man who is desirous, having told your lawyers to inform a law enforcement agency that on this day I'm coming. At the time when you were doing that, he was applying for asylum.
Yeah.
Where is the faithfulness in that? Where is the sincerity in that? I am surprised that the lawyers, Minka Primo and co, still have the courage in the face of all this to be releasing public statement. You offered a statement to the public that your client will be coming May last year to face criminal investigation and, if possible, criminal prosecution. What happened? So at the time when you represented to the OSP that your client will be coming back to face trial, you were not, you knew, in fact, that your client had put in. But let me point this.
Please.
You know,
today
I decided to do some few readings on extraditions and what have you. The suggestion has been put out there that the mere granting of a green card is an immunity.
Is it really?
It has never been.
Okay.
In fact, if you look at the U.S. Supreme Court of in-re extradition of Kanayama, number 2, which is a Japanese national, this Japanese national actually had a green card, permanent residency.
Yes, of course.
When the issue about his extradition because he had committed crimes in Japan came up, he raised the same thing that Ken Ofori-Atta and his lawyers are today telling us. The American Supreme Court clearly stated that the mere filing of those charges and criminal charges against him in Japan makes him an extraditable person. And eventually he was extradited.
But you see, the other issue, maybe I should bring Yao in on this point so he can also get to
let
speak.
Me
the other issue then is that, does the green card not offer him more protection in
no
this case?
protection. No protection
even
at all.
his medical background as
no
well, does it not
protection. It
also
does
offer
not.
him protection?
So let nobody confuse us. First of all, the other thing, and let me conclude on this, is that there's an originating extradition proceeding separate, which is ongoing.
Yes.
That a decision has not been offered on that one yet.
Okay.
This one had to do with the application for his status,
All right.
which has been granted. And I find it a bit.
You said this was your last point.
Yes.
Let me go to Yao. Let me go to Yao so that Yao can speak. Because all the time is going. He's spoken for a while.
I just want to reference something. You see, the court finds the criminal charges in Ghana not credible.
Yes.
The American court does not have the power to make a determination on the credibility or otherwise of criminal charges filed in Ghana.
Okay.
Their jurisdiction does not extend. So this is extremely misleading.
Okay.
But this is propaganda that lawyers are put out there to color the conversation.
Yeah, is that really true? Is it really?
Or say, Papa no nim the opes oye. So her lawyer now fa no. A friend say United States of America wa. Or plan is so ma nyene. Or yeah, na adwin so ma no. Enye ne. Na any one was afi na Ghana for you. Na we are say Papa no na so ma de. Me dey say November na e detaining na me for this man to choose shame over so beba on one country there wesinebo oprim na koma we really say nsuo mu ewia mu abutantim onko bibia ene eda hoye o ene eda hoyi Ken Ofori-Atta permanent residence waje so Kevin Taylor ase the SCA United States of America na obika onitwa Fantini no or patrolling now. No, yo.
And they're sorry, na Ken Ofori-Atta, the lawyers at the Krata Bebeto Abontene, Emma News for reporter say, a year former Finance Minister Odi Ghana Sikasem Enim or yet Obiana Ebeka say money box in Kutano, Ekufu the power from 2017 to 2024. Now or handle Ghana Sikasem, Sikebia Edidi Juma Ghana Efan in Semuno. NPP are buying free power and a free Ghana or better America. Yani Ghana for action Nibia say Ombra. Na sebio Juma de Odi year from 2017 to 2024 no. Omme provincial Ghana for say ono Ken Ofori-Atta. Oni Bawumia any MPP for no area yesika. Omme bien krata mu na onkyere say sika no adekudie ntia ekaba ha emfaso ba ha sika de shade nsem wenwie bi wanfa bi anye bi ombra keke mechirem owie a onsanko America no Ken Ofori-Atta amba ose onye ema Ken Ofori-Atta betena America mende wa press America for emma de baby ntina afebo sene be ya Ghana na obedi yesika samso enim eye finance minister for 8 years Oni Bawumia etna economic management team etna cabinet edwindwini Ghana sika ho ebo Ghana ho bra for 8 years or say America for money baby ntina feball na Ghana ne die lalai enya de obeba inti ene sorry no eye diabeti nyina African Ofori-Atta lawyers no say ende America for amano krata enkyere say obetima tena ha ye dwuma Emma so ye na adwene so onko Ghana biem kura obia ni wa obetumi atata no. Now see my green card eno nkyere say yentumi extradite. Meaning say Ghana government still omo pursue extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. It's a path they can still take Because being granted a green card does not exclude you from extradition. If the country omo person will be foul edeko by force, any embranu kodino, omo injina swankasa, na se omo ni America for tenase din kona America for no se injina so no emu eden o man no eni eye authority bi ase omo betumi a prevent Ghana man se omo fa Ken Ofori-Atta akọ, but also TB bi ase Ken Ofori-Atta time na MPP power. Ken Ofori-Atta was part of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia symposia, exhibitions, talk shows, everything. In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta was part of the series of demonstrations in Ghana. Kache say he is back to serve his motherland. He is a patriot. Ghana and waba opese awesome. Inti yantam to me Akufo-Addo na ombeye finance minister. So we saw so many demonstrations at Ken Ofori-Atta LDR. Now kache Ghana for say Montuma MPP because nyome mo ayedin. Omo anomu di muso ye NDC for no. Omo nomo. Ye na ye Ghana for ye dog Ghana ye chimfo. Ye na mudi to minima ya ye betumi yi yakumem because Ghana ye do. Ken Ofori-Atta LED demonstrations.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level. Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level. I'm working for really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves.
This is when Akufo-Addo was in opposition. Ken Ofori-Atta led demonstrations, telling Ghana we are the people who love Ghana. And the other way Ghana ni. But you ask yourself, obi a wabesom ne man 8 years. So many times when your opportunity or the Bible na ne Ghana for kasaye, or chere se o nyamesumni or nyamesuroni, de oye ama ye nyina ne eye nakumem ene nakumem fita or di Ghana for. In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta kache say ejuma oye ma ekra wanji pay because na oye de otunu ho ache. Oye ejuma ma at a point or kache say when tia no ho ka wa ma no ho salary, meaning ejuma eye de Yesu Kristo beye no enu abi na Ken Ofori-Atta beye. Sa ehu che ejuma ana dedication ejuma, selflessness ejuma, sa ejuma ya ya ketua Yesu beye bi wa asase no so no. 2016 Ken Ofori-Atta kache Ghana for say oba be ye bia magana ema ye de tumi ma MPP no ye be ne finance minister no o say pay kura onje na oye djuma no acheye. Ken Ofori-Atta ready budget upon budget, LED delegation upon delegation, LED policy upon policy, introduce different policies, interventions. Ken Ofori-Atta was the head of Ghana Sikasem. Ye pie kwa bruchire ni ekodi sika ho nkoma ono ene di sa nkoma no bebi a ye di esika to de ne ye di esika ye emfaso e ba so e ka kakra ba ye nyoma ye di esika nyan ono ena na sebio ohweso. For 8 years Ken Ofori-Atta etna economic management team one Bawumia ene chair sa management committee no one Bawumia na anadwo bia omu hia ehwe Ghana nkrata mu sika sem. Ken Ofori-Atta and Mahmoud Bawumia 2020 etna se drafty policy a almost adeba election 2020 mu. Mahmoud Bawumia and Ofori-Atta etna se every single day discuss Ghana sikasem our cabinet. After Obu free power no, Ken Ofori-Atta free Ghana betna brochire. Ema yeni ya Ghana nyina pa Ken Ofori-Atta chew se Ken nipa bi kika nsem bi OSP de nkrata bi abontene kan nsem bi ato wo so oni Ken na yenim na wonji salary oni Ken na de bi obekan budget na we dey ukoti Bible quotations oni Ken Ofori-Atta na unya COVID-19 yarea na uwu okache Ghana for say you will serve us till you die. Only Ken Ofori-Atta na wo che say o de no kure na AD yesika semenim. Intende OSP e de nsem bi e toto so. Na se wo ugidi pa se osoma wo besom ya wanji pay. Osoma wo besom ya na wunua na Akufo-Addo a na wo da cabinet ano. Osoma wo besom ya na wo hwe Ghana sika sem nyina so no. Se osoma wo besom ya na esompa wanfa sika bia ohuson a brafie keke na bra na beyi wono ho ano na wo wi a bebia opese okotena bia akotena efi se ansa na wo beji tumi no ka che se Ghana ho do. In fact, uji tumi no kra no wo begina parliament bia na wo the Bible kire se eye onyankopon namu ana you were walking in the shoes of Christ. Now the no kra fine na AD sika semeni. Enti time OSP started say all the samotos no you expect and as a Ghana forwards were expecting say at least can Ofori-Atta will just come back home and prove to Nyankopon no quoting every day in parliament. Nyankopon na debi odeka che say ono na sebio ohwe nim ema ne bedi Ghana sika sem so at least can we prove to ono ne ho ne busuafo especially Mahamudu Bawumia onini ye adwuma and obayini flag bearer to come and prove to Ghana for say on the MPP for on the Bawumia and Akufo-Addo omambo Ghana krono. But this is the case where Ken Ofori-Atta says say obeba Ghana die anka US for money green card no ontna. Are you not shocked? Are you not worried? Doesn't this worry you? Now, the biggest question here is, does it worry the flag bearer of the NPP? Does he see it as a problem to his political career? Does the flag bearer who worked with Ken Ofori-Atta for 80 years, an integral member of the economic management team, who worked with Ken Ofori-Atta on budgets, who worked with Ken Ofori-Atta in cabinet, ask this question. Inti Mahamudu Bawumia, when he sees this, said the finance minister that he worked with, the whole Ghana, they were telling Ghana for say, they were managing the economy and were not stealing from Ghana. But I want to say to Bawumia, when he sees these things, doesn't it worry him?
Or since or catch them with that say, Papa no. Na adwene ti mo poni na o di kan be ka kire say wa ma ne ba a o US was start a no ye process ne ma no o de one ne ba Ghana for ya ampe aso anti ya adwene say na o ka di agoro no say o no to we wa twa ntro da de obeka bia fa Ghana hu bia emam ene say ka me fa che na sometimes nim de nti aye doubt o ka ye eno na asie Ken Ofori-Atta ebi aduru no sune it look like so mabiu wa ma be yo ya na so obeba the OSP can possible OSP de me yani ya scrap it because me nim the function biu e meten en kana press conference and say or the press release aba asa na office of the special prosecutor who is prosecuting nobody there yeah the 150 million Ghana cedis of Ghana your taxpayers money. At the moment, say on budget for the year. For what? For what? Na kisi aja been da a friend is saying bulletproof car no cover na bodyguards no nam na ho. Adia e be assassinate no. Adwuma be na we ya be assassinate. Wa adwuma be. But baby aduru no. Aye emre no. Ken Ofori-Atta permanent resident. Now we expect say besi. And I say a shock price. I'm not surprised. Catch them in comment section. I say, now OSP office no. Maybe me see you no. What about you? Catch them in comment section. I say, where we are subscribing, like it. Share more ya enye bi hwe. Di no e ba ko pe mazi billion I will naked truth. Boga trends macro. Bye bye.